Hi, I'm Troy Alexander for Child Support Game Over, and I'm a little frustrated. And I'm going to tell you, I'm frustrated with the lack of viewers, the lack of people sharing the videos. I have gone to great lengths and multi years of hard study and effort to produce these videos and the book, and I have given men the answer. I have given them the easy button, the silver bullet. Men can now choose not to pay child support. My opinion. Everyone has it. All this video is my opinion. But I have given you the answer. And men, we need to share this with other men. Men, you need to educate yourselves and, get the book, read it, share it, spread the word about the videos. If you can't afford the book, watch the videos. The answers are there. I've gotten you 99, well, I've gotten you 100% there, but the 1% you have to do is make a little effort to research what I'm saying and verify. Go back and watch the videos. Not most. A lot of men today paying child support do not have to pay child support. And if you are not married and you get a paternity, whatever, they're trying to establish paternity on you, golly, it's so easy, man. My opinion, so easy to walk away and avoid their system. I have shown you their system. I have explained to you how their system works. It's in the book. It's like a yellow brick road. Child Support Kung Fu. Get the book. Read it. It takes you down the yellow brick road. And if okay, maybe you guys who are married, that's a tougher road to hoe. Or if you guys signed the voluntary acknowledgement of paternity, but I've got information in the book for both those camps. But the third camp, men who have not contracted with the state, men who have not signed a voluntary acknowledgement of paternity, my opinion, none of you have to pay child support. And I have outlined how to do it. And I've outlined the safe word. I am not the legal father. And if this is all new to you, go back, watch our videos. I think some of the guys are like, well, how come you aren't making videos? I've given you the answer. How much more answer do you want? And now it seems like, I've got to go and prove all of it step by step, take you by the hand. But I've even done a lot of that in the videos. And I'm sorry, I'm kind of frustrated with y'all. We have the silver bullet. We have the answer. There is only one answer. Stupid flies. Log house here. And, they sometimes have fly problems. I've got a little bit of that right now. Anyway, let's get down to brass tacks, okay? The child support industry is operating under fraud. They get you to become the legal father through a marriage license. You go to them and say, I want to make you party to my marriage. The state corporation. Why any man would ever want to do that is beyond my understanding. But they have with TV programming, quote, Christian morals. No, a legal marriage is the exact opposite of lawful matrimony. A legal marriage is satanic. Lawful matrimony is biblical. And that's something men have got to become educated about. You guys have got to get your heads out of your butts, start thinking, and you do not have to end up in a life of servitude, enforced servitude, that they operate under your so-called consent. Okay, let's start with how it works. People do not understand that it is not the mother bringing the action. It is not the child bringing the action. It is the state. The state is bringing the action. I've got Blessings versus Freestone up here. And what did Blessings versus Freestone say? That this program was not created to benefit mothers or children. It was created to benefit the state. When you have a child support agent, they are not an agent for the mother or father. They will say directly, we do not represent the mother or father. So you must ask yourself, okay, you're an agent, who do you represent? They represent the beneficiary, which is the state. So any action being brought against you is being brought against you by the agent, the child support agency of the state. And they have a state program. And they get big bags of money dependent upon the participation rate that they can fraud men into. And I'm going to say it outright. My opinion. This is a video of my opinions. I am not a lawyer. I am not an attorney. The legal system makes me sick and want to puke. But I do believe that in a nation of laws, you have to understand there is a difference between law and legal. There is America, which is a nation of laws, and there is a United States corporation located in the District of Corruption that has a legal system of statutes, ordinances, and crap like that. That is not law. It is the exact opposite of law. And the state, say here, the state of Wisconsin. I am not in the state of Wisconsin. The state of Wisconsin is a construct. It is a fictional construct. It is a corporation that resides in the District of Corruption, and it is a subsidiary of the U.S. corporation, which is a subsidiary of Crown Inc., which derives its authority from the Vatican. So you need to understand these things to arm yourself for the legal battle you may find yourself in. So the beneficiary is the state, not the mother, not the child. Again, the child is a construct and property of the state, but we'll get into that later. Okay. Now, the support rights assigned to the state pursuant to, in case there's any doubt, they don't really need this because the state is the beneficiary. Okay, the amount of obligation shall be the amount specified in a court order. What kind of court? A foreign tribunal. Covers it's not a judicial court. It's not a proper court. It's not the court with a judge. It's a tribunal with a presiding employee of what? Exactly. If there is no court order, an amount determined by the state in accordance with the formula provided by the secretary. Okay. It's an order from the beneficiary through the agents. The agent being the state child support agency, the county local child support agency. They are agents for the beneficiary, which is the state, and the court is a tribunal, which could be headed by an employee, again, of the county, which is operating the program within the state because the county is a subsidiary of the state. So you have a U.S. corporation, the Director of Health and Human Services, telling the state, which is telling its agent, or telling the county, which is telling its agent, to come after you, put you into servitude, quote, voluntary servitude, by being the legal father. The legal father is not the biological father. The legal father could be anyone who agrees to be the legal father. So on the voluntary acknowledgement of paternity, all a man has to do is sign it. It's in his affidavit that he is the legal father, the mother, the other parent, the custodial parent, mother. She signs off on it. Okay, I'm okay with him being the legal father. And then that is used as a contract in contract law to create the obligation for the purpose of enforcing the support obligation owed by the non-custodial parent. And a parent is a legal mother or father, and generally a non-custodial parent is the father to their child. Now look, when you go into court, they're gonna create fraud on you because you do not understand. You create offspring, the state creates the child. When you apply for a birth certificate to the state, you are paying them $20 to create a fictional construct called a child. And it is basically a corporate being, or a corpse, a dead entity. Because all their legal system has to do with the dead. And so they create a child. Now, how do you become a parent to the child? Well, let's go to USC, 42 USC, same chapter. A parent includes fathers and mothers through adoption. Do you see any other way to become a parent? You become the father. She becomes the mother through adoption, through the filing of a birth certificate to create the child. And now you've adopted the child. Or they're going to say you've adopted the child by your affidavit saying, I am the legal father, that voluntary acknowledgement of paternity, which I do not recommend any man signs. Now, there are ways to fight this, and this is covered in the book, such as filing an affidavit of correction. But now let's get to the man who has not gotten the legal marriage, not signed on the birth certificate to adopt the child and become a legal father. Let's get to the man who had sex with some woman outside of legal marriage, and they create offspring. And the mother goes to the state and files for a birth certificate herself, and she adopts a child. She pays the $20 to the state. The state creates the construct known as a child. She adopts the child. And now you have the child support program, whose intent is to locate non-custodial parents or legal fathers. This is an adoption process. So one of the things they'll do is they'll have the woman come in who has the child that has no legal father and say, who did you have sex with during the time of conception? And then they will, on her affidavit that she had sex with you, fraudulently bring you to court. This is all a con. It is not the court that demands or orders a genetic test. It is the child support agency that orders the genetic test. How can they do this? Well, they claim they have an affidavit that you might be the biological father. And they want to locate the biological father in order to fraudulently convert him to a legal father. So, does it matter if you're the genetic father? No. You could be 99.999% genetically the father, and that could be filed into an actual court. But she can go get some other guy. She can go get some other guy and get him to sign a voluntary acknowledgement of paternity. And now they made him the legal father, and you come in and you say, I have this genetic test that says I'm 99.99999% the father. I want to be the legal father. Guess what? You're out of luck. They already have a legal father. They don't care. You're just getting in the way. Why? Because the state created the child. You didn't. They can only deal with the child. You are the biological father of your offspring. This is a different word and has different legal meanings or lawful meanings. You have a son or daughter, and you have lawful rights. But the legal system of the corporation doesn't care about your lawful rights. It can only deal with the legal fictions, the corpses, the death stuff. They are a pirate ship of the dead. They are a pirate ghost ship under Admiralty law. Welcome to the real world. I'm ripping the veils from your eyes. And that is the problem, I think, that you men do not want this answer. Even though it is the truth, it is the correct answer, it is the right answer, it is the answer that will free you. It is the only answer. This is the only channel. We came out and we said, look, it's Uniform Interstate Family Support Act. Look, it's foreign tribunals. We have been giving you the truth for years that nobody else has. And we're giving it to you again. So they take this affidavit from a woman that says, I had sex with him. And they bring you to court. And they say, Your Honor, Judge, whatever, I need a court order. You need to force him. I want you to throw him in jail because we told him to get. I want you to throw him in jail and force him to get a genetic test because we, the Child Support Agency, how about that, ordered him to get a genetic test and he did not comply. Now, here's the fraud. It doesn't matter if you're the genetic father. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Her affidavit means absolutely nothing, but you don't challenge it. You don't challenge it. The Child Support Agency knows you are not the legal father. The Child Support Agency knows they have no jurisdiction over you until you are the legal father. So they have no authority to order you to get a genetic test. And they are throwing men in jail and forcing them to get a genetic test. Now, if you are one of those men, go to our website, get our book, read it, pay for consultation, call us. And oh yeah, good news. Sam and I are working together again. And we are outfit for bear, and we are chomping at the bit to help you guys, including if they have fraudulently thrown you in jail and trampled your rights and forcibly made you to get a genetic test when they knew they had no jurisdiction. I believe, my opinion, I'm giving opinions here, we want to help you with a federal lawsuit because we want to stop this freaking abuse. We have rights. We're living beings. Doesn't matter if we got straw men or not. We have rights that you cannot violate. This program was told you can't violate our rights. They are violating our rights. They are committing fraud. They are knowingly, fraudulently abusing on us. And until we make them pay for this, they're going to continue. And we can make them pay. That's my opinion. So, look, let's say you get the genetic test and it comes back 99.999% positive that you are the biological father. And then the Kabuki theater judge says, I adjudicate you the father. Okay. At that point, men, hear me carefully. Demand the return of your property, which is your son or daughter. They cannot determine you to be the legal father from a genetic test because a legal father has to do with contract. Let's go back to this. For the purpose of enforcing support obligations, the obligations, as I showed in the child support, I'll do it right here. In the child support adoption agency video, term obligation means established duty, whether or not fixed, arising from an expressed or implied contractual grant-to-grantee or licensee relationship. That's how you have an obligation, because you have entered into a contract. When the judge declared you to be the father, not the legal father, the father, because you were found to be the biological father, did you enter into an express or implied contractual grant or grantee relationship where you adopted, parent includes fathers and mothers through adoption. Wrong one. We are enforcing, they enforce support obligations owed by non-custodial parents to their children. Do you have an obligation to your offspring? To your son or daughter? I think you do. You have a spiritual obligation and a physical obligation to take care of them and raise them and teach them and nurture them and provide and protect them. But do you have a monetary obligation making you a debtor? Do you have an obligation to the state to pay them money? Because your payment is not to the mother or the child. This is obligation owed to the state due to an obligation as being the parent to their child. But what they do is the child support agency then appoints you. They appoint you the legal father. Can they appoint you the legal father? Sure, they can do whatever they want. It's their child. But that does not make you the legal father, because legal father is a legal status and only you can affect your legal status. You have to contractually obligate yourself. You have to agree to be explicitly agree, not implied. The default is you are not the legal father. They know this, and they fraudulently put your name on the birth certificate and start sending you bills because they want you for a customer. And they act upon your ignorance, and you will send them the money and say, sure, okay, I'll give you the money. They don't have that authority. It's fraud. If you do not have a contract, now there is something that can make you the legal father, and that is if they give you benefits for being the legal father and you accept the benefits. But if you're not taking a tax credit for that child on your tax return, if you're not getting child tax, any benefits for that child, if you're not directly receiving benefits for that child, then you have not become the legal father by default. and they are acting under fraud. And again, men, do yourself a favor, purchase the book, read the book. If you have questions, schedule a consult, and Sam and I will get back with you, and we will help you fight your case. We will help steer you in directions. We will help you with whatever you need. So, guys, we have the silver bullet. We have the easy button. We have the answer. I've been giving you the answer. Spread this video. Tell your friends. Warn your friends. Anyone you know who's going to try it. Hey, you lose your guy card, you don't do this. If you got a guy friends getting married, warn them. Don't get a legal marriage. Tell him the horror stories. Show him the horror stories. Find other men who've gone through the horrors of their legal marriage and divorce shit. Number 2, if you got guys who aren't married and they're being forced into this child support system, warn them. Tell them about the channel. Send them to these videos. Guys, we have to work together. We want to eliminate this hideous effing slavery. We want to return back to America, and we want to stay out of their machinations and their slavery system, of their legal system, of the U.S. corporation. I'm Trey Alexander for Child Support Game Over. Please subscribe. Please watch our videos. And you guys take care, and I'll be back soon.